I am Johnny Massacre, and welcome to the cheekiest of cheeky live streams, number 151. A place where the brief is, quite simply, to be excellent to each other. This is my vlog where I give you a stream of consciousness live from Japan. It is 2:38 a.m. on Friday, the 27th of June in Tokyo right now. Welcome to Tokyo Chill and Vibes.
Arthur Shaw says, "Sup, Johnny?"
What's up, Arthur? How are you doing? If you become a member tonight, you get access to the text-to-speech.
Arthur Shaw says, "Make my shit the chronic."
Make my shit the chronic. How are you doing, Arthur? Arthur, mate, you be proud of me. You be proud of me. My fitness levels. Internet.
Says, "Give me a hell yeah."
Hell yeah! We're going in hard tonight. Oh, Lord of mercy. Man, my training is off the chain. Do you know what? Today, I've got on the scale. I have lost 12.5 kilograms in 11 weeks. It's absolutely insane. I could not believe the scale when I looked at it. It's actually happening. It's actually happening. And I realized in the end, if you want to lose a lot of weight and you want to try to improve your body, seriously, there's no simple way to do it. You basically have to kill yourself with dieting and also train in a way where you're essentially going into hell. You're walking into hell on a weekly basis.
I made almost 1.2k friends on the FB in a week. My reel looks like softcore porn.
No, you can't use those words, mate. You're going to get us banned in the first 2 minutes. But congratulations, though. Congratulations. Internet Tough Guy, you got to become a member with your communist coin.
Guy says, "Internet friend guy."
Internet Tough Guy. You've got a fellow. Well, you're not a communist, but man, are we going to talk about the communist who might become the mayor of New York? Nah, we're not going to talk about that. I'm going to save that for next week. My friend Savi in New York, Jewish guy, he agreed to have a chat next week about. He knows all about. He's so well read. Knows all about socialism, communism, and their potential new mayor.
This is damn impressive. Can you see your abs as of now?
It's still. I know it's close. It's getting close. I mean, we're pretty much there. Pretty close. I don't know what my body fat is, but it's got to be getting low. I'm guessing about 11%. And yeah, I mean, every week is the same. It consists of going over my calorie limit and carbs limit because I'm on the verge of death, and then having to make up for that in the subsequent days by fasting and not eating at all or doing more exercise.
I hope that guy wins, just so NYC plunges and realize they are bad.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I'd love to see the communism in real time. I mean, they've essentially had soft communist policies for ages. I mean, they've got like thousands of migrants in the hotels already that the people are funding, and they also gave people voter rights, you know, like tons and tons of refugees already, and loads of migrants. So New York has only moved backwards. So you can see the socialist policies that they've been trying to force through for a long time they haven't been able to maintain the city, let alone improve it. It's evidently gone backwards. Homeless everywhere, crime everywhere, drugs everywhere, refugees everywhere. That's what socialism does. It just steals from productive people, and therefore makes the productive people leave because they feel they're not being proportionately rewarded for their endeavors. And it gives it to people who don't understand what it takes to make that kind of money, who therefore have no motivation to make the kind of money that they're being given from other people. And it will just completely destroy everything. All the rich people leave, and then you're going to get run out of other people's money that you're stealing to redistribute. And then those people are going to be even poorer because the money will dry up, and then they will have been doing nothing for so long. And there's no one producing anything. You've seen the policies of socialism. You've seen AOC. She blocked Amazon coming to New York and tens of thousands of jobs. So let's go for it, mate. Let's double down on it. We know what's going to happen. We're already seeing what's happening, but it's just going to accelerate. It's mad what's happening in these big cities. Is it not? I think it's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty mental. But here we are. Here we are. So, Wouldn't mind eating some more, but it's all good. It is all good. So, yeah, man. Yeah, what a crazy week. What a crazy week. What a crazy week. Last week, Monday, 2-hour run. Friday, like 6 hours walking around outside, working hard. Heavy gym, then a 2-hour run. So Monday 2-hour run, Friday 2-hour run, then Sunday 2 days later 2-hour run. Shouldn't have done that, was absolutely horrible. This week, Monday did the gym. Tuesday like overate a little bit. Tuesday overate a little bit. Wednesday did nothing. Today, Thursday, did a 2-hour run, hard as nails, and then went to the gym. Absolutely brutal gym. 2 heavy rounds of boxing, 100 kilogram bench press times 40, 60 bench press more, 70 more ladders going down, 100 arm curls. And I don't know how I had that performance today. I didn't feel like I was going to get injured at all. And I looked at the scale and it was 79.3 kilograms. It's the lightest I've ever been, but feeling this is a good weight. I feel more mobile. It was mental, mate. The 2 coffees I had today, all the pain I had in my hamstrings immediately disappeared. Well, I actually don't have pain in my hamstrings, but I could stand up without feeling like a heroin addict. And usually it takes an effort in my current depleted state to even stand up. But as soon as I had the 2 coffees, it was all good. Did the run. Just felt like such a savage. Just couldn't stop. And then afterwards, I'm still a bit glycogen depleted, so I was swaying and walking around a bit dazed. It's so weird with no anxiety at all, just because I'm so buzzed from exercise. And loads of weird stuff happen on the train. And the thing these days, when I leave the house, I encounter so many weird people in Japan. Like, there's so many fucking weirdos. If I'm in a really bad mood, it's hard to ignore them. But today I was buzzed, so it's all good. So okay, some interesting shit happened today. So I destroyed someone's smartphone with my book, and I think this is very symbolic because everyone's on the train, right, looking at smartphones. Everyone knows this is bad for your mental health, and everybody knows deep down inside that this is far better and you should really take this out on the train instead of this. I don't think anyone would disagree with that, right? But we're so addicted, it's hard. So I don't take my phone outside, basically. That's why it's all beat up and scratched and terrible. I just don't like using it. I have my little book, this one, which is getting better and better. It's just a core book of philosophy, Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's he essentially believes everything has an equal and opposite. So for defense, there's attack, and for night, there's day, obviously, and for a garrison of defense, there's like the vanguard of an attack, and short distances, long distances, baiting the enemy into reacting, and then making your amorphous, changing your keeping an amorphous strategy and adapting it depending on his movement. So it's all about action and reaction. It's a wonderful book. Anyway, I was reading it, because I'm a bit buzzed, I was leaning against the doors of the train, and I raised the book up, and my spatial awareness must be so compromised right now after all this training. But as I said, because I'm buzzed, I didn't even realize, and I hit the bottom of his phone, and he didn't have a cover on his phone, and it was a fresh, like, crisp iPhone. It flew onto the train doors, it cracked onto it, and then slid down the train doors, and at the juncture of the train door and the bottom of the carriage, where there's a little indent into the floor, it clattered into there with a horrible noise, and then went further into the corner and hit the side, and the guy looked devastated. And I thought, this is good for you, bro. This is good for you. You need to have your addiction kept in check. It's a good thing that you realized that we dropped your phone, because you actually realized how addicted you are, and when you go home with your scratch phone, you're gonna realize that there's more important things in life. So I think I did him a favor, and isn't that prophetic in a weird sort of way? It's my book that destroyed his phone and hopefully cured him of his phone addiction. So that happened. So the Art of War with Sun Tzu, I hit this guy's phone out, and he looked so devastated, and he went down to pick it up, and he got up really slowly, and you shouldn't touch Japanese people, because like it's not a done thing out here. I touched him, put both hands on his shoulders, and just said, "Honto ni gomenasai." And it was on a quiet train. Everyone could hear "Honto ni gomenasai." Is that seriously? I'm so sorry. And I was planning on getting off the train and moving down the carriage just to get closer to the exit anyway. So I did that and just left him there to be sad about his phone. So that happened. But when you live in Japan a long time, you notice people are so passive aggressive here. And there's this thing in Russia where people bump into each other and hit each other, and everyone's too afraid to shout at each other, or God forbid, get into a physical confrontation. So their stress manifests itself with this real passive aggressive body language and activity. And I'm generally pretty good at cottoning on to when someone's pissed off with me or doing something, or is trying to like confront me, or trying to throw shade at me or whatever. Some people are paranoid and they see it everywhere, and I'm not like that. But even though I'm very perceptive, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I always just shrug it off and say, "Nah, it's probably just you." But whenever I think like that, it's not just me. It's always someone's trying to do some shit. So got on the train, and then there's a guy standing there. Like when I got on, standing the space in front of inside the carriage, looking like where the door is. It's wide enough for 2 people, maybe 4 on the sides. And the dude's kind of standing on the right, and he's just looking out of the door. So I get on, I'm standing on his left, and I'm looking straight. And then when the door closed, I thought he kind of went like tutted and whispered something under his breath. And he's looking at his phone like one of these fucking addicts. And I thought, is he doing that to me? But I'm still buzzing. No, probably not. Just keep reading Art of War. And then a bit later on, like the train's moving. Like this is how petty some people are in Japan, and this is how good the people in Japan have it. Like there's no crime, there's no mass migration, there's no drugs. Everything works. Like all the trains come on time. Like, all the food's delicious. All the girls are babes. There's like 4 seasons. In spite of all of that, you can't just chill on the way home from work. I mean, people got their stuff going on, I understand. I was swaying, and maybe I went in front of his phone a little bit with my arm. I think he said something under his breath. I thought, is he really getting on a commuter train when we've got our own space? Maybe it was a racism thing. It's very, very rare you ever encounter racism in Japan. But this is the other thing, not wanting to digress too much, but if there's too much migration, even in a place like Japan where there's not that much, but there's way more now, in terms of tourists at least, it's going to mess it up for people like me who play by the rules mostly and have been here for ages, because we'll be looked down upon because we're all in the same bracket. And even though that's wrong, I totally understand Japanese people's opinion. If there's like loads of foreigners, you've had a shitty day at work, it's like, there's a fucking foreigner standing at the door. Anyways, still to get stressed about something like that, it's like, fucking hell, mate. It's obviously his problem, not mine. But then I realized that he was getting pissed off with me, so I was moving around more. He kind of tutted a bit. But it's like, mate, you just talk to me, bro. It's so passive aggressive. So I was, and as it was mad, I'm reading The Art of War, and as I was reading it, I'm reading a paragraph exactly about what is happening, where you shouldn't react and never react in anger. You need to make people come to you. Essentially, if you make people like, if you're the host and someone's the guest, you have all the strength, and you're essentially stronger, and you take other people's energy away. So I was reading a chapter, but I got petty, and I was gonna look at him. I'd be like sayonara when I got off the train, just to say, like, I know that you're kind of weirdo. See you later. But instead, I just pushed him when I moved off the train. I felt he did. Okay, so I got the last. It's like playing tag, but really, he didn't win. But it's so childish to do that. Someone else is childish, ridiculously childish, and I reacted by being childish myself. If you let people throw you off your game like that, you're just going to be walking around like a headless chicken. Do you know what I mean? So that, I mean, like all these weird things. And then there was a guy behind me on the way home. I heard this like cracking sound, and looking back, I just let him walk past me because it was annoying me. And he's walking along and smashing his umbrella into the ground. There's loads of mentally ill people in this country. Seriously, it's mental. What other weird people did I see today? There's definitely like a whole bunch of weird people. I keep encountering weirdos. Encountering a lot of weirdos. Everyone was wankered today. Everyone was so drunk. Trying to work out why everyone's drunk. I bet you it's a holiday tomorrow. National holidays in Japan. Right, let's see. No, it's not a holiday. I don't know why everyone was out on the lash tonight. But it feels like there's a holiday tomorrow. Friday, 27th June. There are no national holidays tomorrow. So everyone's out on the lash. I don't know why. Yeah. So anyways, what are you lot saying?
Arthur Shaw says, "You are doing great. I can see your obliques as well."
Oh, thanks.
Makes Tings says, "Howdy, friends."
Hello, friends.
Says, "Hey, Milky Tea makes Tings." Arthur Shaw says, "Internet tough guy, I love your username, lol." Milkitia makes Tings says, "Arthur." Ajay says,
Arthur.
"Hi, everyone." Arthur Shaw
Hello.
says, "Ajay in the house." Internet tough guy
Nice.
says, "You could do a whole channel around reacting to secular talk videos, lol." Internet tough guy
What's
says,
secular talk?
100% anti everything you think, Johnny.
Oh, Lord.
Milkitia
What?
makes Tings says, "I wanna see the Twitter post about the rude foreigner that broke a guy's phone."
Let's
lol."
come in, bro.
Internet tough guy says, "I found a big black dildo left on the
Oh, you can't say shit like that on this channel, mate. It's gonna get fucking banned.
tough guy says at the public train station."
Oh, my
Internet
Lord.
tough guy says, "So funny." Milkitia makes Tings says, "You broke someone's phone and disappeared."
I did.
Gary Von Mabach says, "Hey Johnny, hell yeah." Nancy McShane says, "Finally caught you live. How do I get to be a massacre mate?" Milkitia Tings says, "Howdy Nancy." Arthur Shaw says, "Hey Gary Von Mabach and Nancy McShane." Nancy McShane says, "Hi guys." Internet tough guy
What's up,
says,
Nancy?
"Don't stand in front of the door when the train stops. People are trying to get off." Internet tough guy says,
In Japan, they push on, though.
Internet tough guy says, "Hey Nancy." Slub says, "You filthy gaijin." Internet tough guy says, "The best way you win a war is without a single life lost."
Exactly.
Internet tough guy says, "I'm mentally ill for the record." Arthur Shaw says, "Johnny, you gotta react to Cronus, The New Dawn. It looks awesome." Milkitia makes Tings says, "He didn't win, lol, you aren't very kukoyomi today, Johnny." Internet tough guy says, "Still love this channel." Internet tough guy
Good.
says, "Secular Talk is the anti-Johnny YouTube channel."
What is that? It sounds like drama. I don't need drama. I don't need any more drama. Is it tough guy? You can't, like, I don't mean to flame you in public. I'm not flaming you. I'm just saying it how it is. We can't use those kind of words on a text to speech. Otherwise I'll have to take it off because it will basically get the stream. But in the first 5 minutes, mate, we've just done our best to ban the stream. Slubs' word got mispronounced. Text this. So anyways, Nancy, to answer your question, if you click join in the bottom left, you can become a member and then you lock in your text to speech. You also get some emojis and you get access to special members only streams that only members can attend, the official MassacreMates. And of course, you also get to support me. So,
Internet tough guy says, "Flame me all you want, mate." Gary Von Mabach says, "Hey MassacreMates."
what's up, Gary? Big man. So now the channel's monetized. People can actually donate with the dollar button in the bottom right, which is very, very exciting. But if you do want to donate on the old links, which is probably better because they take less commission, of course you can here. Streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre, Patreon.com/Johnny Massacre, PayPal.me/give me a hell yeah. That's GIMMEAHELLYEAH. And it would be wicked. And I'll read it out live. But if you donate via the dollar sign in the bottom now, it's actually going to come up in the chat. It's going to be wicked and wild and everything. But the thing so that there's just so many. Yeah, it's Tokyo is just, it's mental. It's absolutely mental. But I actually thought I could go back to London, but after Christmas and after all the stuff I'm seeing, it's deep in the throes of Marxism, dude. It's deep in the throes. We have this thing called Windrush. It's basically all these Caribbean people came over, and if you actually look at the official records, they weren't wanted. The politicians at the time were saying they were scroungers, and they basically don't want them to come, and it was a really small fraction of the population, and it's been rebranded by the Marxists in control of London, like the mayor and who are in control of everything, NHS, and the left who are in power now, Labour. They push this lie that those people who came over helped build London, like they built London. They basically were like a bunch of bus drivers, and they came over because it was a duty. Like, so you're telling me a bunch of people came over from the West Indies out of a sense of duty to rebuild London? Absolute bollocks. Like, they were economic migrants. And listen, they brought drum and bass to London, basically. So I don't have a problem with it. But it's been, socialists always do this. They rewrite history to suit their narrative and try to erase like the history that makes the West what it is so strong. And they said they built London. If you look at any videos of any construction in London of that era, there's none of those people are there. So it was this like 75th anniversary of these people coming, and it was branded by Labour and put all over X like it's these people coming to save us. And then X is so good, even though all those people turn their comments off, the proper historians are actually saying like who these people were. It reminds me of Canada, where everything has gone woke. In London, so the Windrush, that generation who came over to build London, but they didn't. They renamed a bunch of train lines into the wokest stuff ever. So they renamed one line after women's suffrage for voting. The worst is they renamed one line. It had a really good name before. I can't remember what it was, but it was something like what was it? It wasn't the Elizabeth line. It was a fucking good line, whatever it was. They renamed it the Windrush line after these people that supposedly built the city. So all the leftists do this. They do it in America, right? They're like, oh, like these people built America. It was built by immigrants. No, it was built by settlers, like people who were smart as hell, entrepreneurial and risk-taking, who came and made everything. They didn't come to sponge or parasite or like take from what was already there. They basically came and built everything themselves. They built all the infrastructure. They built everything, like physically, spiritually, the whole damn thing. And then the socialists would try to rewrite that and say, no, it was the victims who did that, and these people took it from you, the oppressors. They do that in Canada, right? Like these graves of these people who were slaughtered that they never confined, right? Same there. So in London, at Windrush, like these people came and built. No, they didn't. They didn't come and build it, and they basically added fuck all like to London. But no, I mean some of them are still cool. But to rewrite the history, it's just a lie. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. So there you go. So that I saw that and I thought, God, that's super. It's mate. We've had the same mayor. It's funny now because like people used to take the piss out of London. London is like less than 40. It's like 33% white British or something like that now. And Americans take the piss out of it, bro. With your new mayor, who's a dude, Sadiq Khan was the mayor. He's a straight up communist. Every DEI talking point, diversity is our strength, all that nonsense. The guy who could be mayor of New York, way worse than Sadiq Khan. So it's your time. It's your time, my American friends. I'm going to be talking about that next week with Savi. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. He's going to go absolutely hardcore. And I cannot wait to get his opinion. Nancy McShane, what is on the menu tonight? Are you hitting the chronic tonight as well? I would like to know.
Arthur Shaw says, David Mobley bahahaha true. Slubs says Jimmy Savile line. Milkitia makes ting says, Slubs no.
Milky. So Nancy, you're going to become a cheeky member. What's up, Gary von Merbeck? So that was quite mad. And I kind of realized through doing all this training that the times when I feel the best are the times when I put my body and brain to the absolute limit. And that's kind of scaring me a little bit. I've unlocked this new kind of level where nothing makes me tick unless I'm just running it till the wheels fall off and it's all on fire and it's tumbling over the finish line. So 3 2-hour runs in 6 days. Like the last one, I can barely get through it. It's absolute agony, fueled by 4 coffees or something ridiculous like that. Or doing ridiculous amounts of exercise and sleeping 1 hour and then going to do this. The sleeping 1 hour is not cool. I do kind of enjoy that. It's like not sleeping and then pushing through. And at the end, you feel like you've achieved so much. And the crazy thing is, I have a feeling in my gut that maintaining this is going to be as hard or harder than actually getting to that kind of standard, keeping it ticking and being able to keep testing yourself. In order to do that, you actually have to keep pushing yourself because you get used to the kind of levels of stuff that you're doing. So yeah, it's I'm kind of liking this life. So I was thinking, because I'm so pumped today, I might just do another 2-hour run tomorrow in the baking sun, and that would in a way make it easier because I run at the same heart rate every time, and the heart rate will be at the rate I need, but I'll be going way slower because it's hot and it will require more exertion at slower paces, and essentially just running slower for the same output. So I might just do that tomorrow, but I don't want to injure myself. Who was here for the Silent Hill 2 stream the other day? That was so good. I had so much fun. Me and Milky were hanging out. Do you remember that, Milky? James got a babe. James got a babe. We were making a song because the main character, James, got a babe. And there's this part in the middle of Silent Hill 2 where James, the protagonist, I don't know, like you're trapped in this horrible building for ages, and you finally get out, and then the contrast is so great. The new part of the map is friendlier, and the music's nicer, and the aesthetic is so cool, and then there's a babe, and it feels like Twin Peaks basically. It's so influenced by that, and then that just and the music was so good. We started making a new song to the music. James got a babe.
Says do it with the bowling song lol.
Dun 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 dun. I want to play it now, but it's on Spotify, so it will get copyright struck. But that song is so ridiculously good. That middle part of Silent Hill 2, oh my lord, special, super special, super special. Mac Daddy Death Jam. Mac Daddy Death Jam. Man, that bit in Silent Hill 2. Oh my god, like the camera angles in that game as well. When you leave that bowling alley, it's the camera's head onto the exit, and the exit's up these metal stairs, and it's the stairs are enveloped by 2 buildings either side of them. And you walk out of the building, and there's a neon sign above, and there's a window above, and inside that apartment you can see something written on the wall or some poster, and they walk down the stairs. Then the camera is directly over them, and you see them from a bird's eye view walking through, and then the next cut is in the street. It's amazing. It has Metal Gear levels of cinematics. Something kind of special about Silent Hill 2, and I never really knew all these years.
Milky makes Ting says, Milky, free you.
Milky's the best. But the weird thing is, I think I've played it before, and this has only really been happening in the last couple of years, but I used to remember everything. But now that I'm 42, there's a threshold of like 20 years, and anything before that just gets forgotten. Post young childhood and pre 20 years ago. I think I actually played it up until when you fight the boss and you have to just run around him until he goes away. I might have even finished the game. Like, I seem to remember the nurses at some point. I know there's going to be nurses because we're in a hospital. So maybe I played it before, but I don't remember anything. But you know what? I was probably taking a lot of Ugdrays during that period, raving. So that's possibly why. I don't even know. Everything's a mess. Look, I had my sweet potato. 267 grams of golden treasure. That from Don Quixote. Delish. I'm sad it's gone. There's a few crumbs in there. Can I eat the crumb? Catching bird's eyes. Golden crumbs.
You are 42. WTF. I never could have guessed that. Milkitia makes Ting says, did you watch the stupid movie?
The stupid movie, what's that? Yes, I'm 42. Yeah, it's weird, like I'm aging in reverse. I just want to grow old like a normal person. For some reason I'm not. I think it's because I'm never in the sun. I don't know what the fuck it is. That Kojima touch, that's right. Mac Daddy Death Jam, you gonna become a member? You're gonna become a member? You should become a member.
I watched some of your playthrough the day after and saw you face Pyramid Head, meeting Maria and later Eddie eating pizza. Great background music called Alone in Town.
I've got it on my Spotify. Dude, it's such a fucking hell. There's parts of that game that are actually kind of sublime. I looked at the reviews and they were good back in the day, but it wasn't like wall to wall, you know, perfect. You know, there's Alone in the Town.
Milkitia Makes Ting says, the Silent Hill film, it's the only movie where Sean Bean doesn't die.
I can't play it because it's going to hit the copyright strike. James got a babe. Pyramid Head. He likes to grape. Pyramid Head is basically a graper. Listen to this.
Ajay says, you don't age cause you're going to look young for a chick to find you, marry you and have some
This
kids.
song is freaking unbelievable. The game is basically Twin Peaks but with zombies. It's mad how much that influenced it.
Milkitia Makes Ting says, was genuinely hoping the robot would say Scene Bean.
So here's another thing. Do you know that Fox channel? The girl who has that Fox Rescue thing, Fox Rescue place, and she took her life. Did you see that? Is anyone aware of that? I have thoughts on that.
Iconic song by Akira Yamaoka.
Dude, he's the fuck man. He's the best. He's the absolute best. Has he done any other games? Because I would like to play them. I would like to play.
Arthur Shaw says, Resident Evil 0 save room music hits differently on a rainy day.
That's really good. I can't remember how it goes, but I do remember that being good, like very good.
Says, they're not zombies. Lol.
I mean, alright. Whatever the fuck they are, they're monsters. Mate, the Pfeffermeister's a zombie. Come on now, that brown thing. Did anyone see the Fox channel? Someone must know what I'm talking about. Somebody must know.
Milkitia Makes Ting says no amount of therapy can help a pyramid head fetish.
Bro, some of the pyramid head things. There's two. So one, he's getting down with the mannequin, which is just 4 legs. It's 2 pelvises stitched to one another. The other one is he's like doing a forced EJ bay to the Pfeffermeister zombies thing.
Makes Ting says you see them as monsters.
I mean, it's the supernatural ghost type BS, isn't it? I mean, what the fuck are they then? Figments of your imagination? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? With the woman who took her life? The fox looking after type woman? Does anyone know what I mean? Has nobody heard about that? Quite big news. The YouTuber, she had like 2 million subs. And she did a very sad thing a couple of days ago. And her...
They sure are monsters. I can't go more into any enemies cause of spoilers.
Okay. Pyramid Head's minions. But anyways, James got a babe. James got a babe. We got a new song. I'm actually thinking of making that song, but I was speaking to AI and lamenting my lack of time. Wow, we've got some mad things going on X.
Makes Ting says, I almost spoiled a different game.
So no one knows what I'm talking about with the woman who owns the foxes who basically disappeared from this world the other day. Mate, we can't even look on X. It's too heavy. X is heavy as hell. Wait, X is... Can we look at X? I don't think we can.
Slub says yup, I seen it.
Slubs, can I give you my take on that? You disgrace. This is a lifesaver.
Milkitia makes things says no idea, that's really sad. If I didn't have kids it would be all foxes in the mountains, baby.
I have opinions on this. It's just a shame there aren't more people who know what it is. But I can explain. There's this meme I'm looking at on X of the orcs storming Helm's Deep or something. And then the post says, quote, "Relax everyone, these orcs are here legally."
Is also there for a reason. Also spoilers I can't get into.
So, alright, let me tell you about this fox woman. Because I got to do it. So, there's a channel where its owner has a fox reserve and has all these foxes in it and looks after them, and it's massive. It has millions of subscribers, and it blew up because the owner, this ginger woman who's quite pretty, she released a video called Mr. Fox Goes Hee Hee or something, and she's tickling her foxes and they go hee hee, and it got like 5 to 8 million views. So unfortunately she took her own life the other day, and I became aware of it because of a post on X, and it said that the UK Uxclay Anstray bullied her bay to F day. And I thought, okay, it might be true, but that seems a bit clickbaity, and it would be really disgusting if someone, took their own life, and somebody saw an opportunity to get clicks and likes or followers and tried to exploit it by politicizing it. So I went over to the channel to see what was going on, and I was greeted by a video of the husband of the woman who took her life, and the guy's like crying. He's just absolutely crying, and he's talking about what happened. And yeah, of course, I feel really bad about it. But he started to say for a long time that it was the Uli Bays who made her take her eye flay. And of course, Uliing Bay is disgusting, and public figures, they all do. They all receive it. It doesn't matter who you are. The more famous you are, the worse, the harder people are going to come for you. People get swatted and stuff like that all the time, right? At the top levels, even like Kash Patel. So she got a big channel, and the guy was saying the people who ulied Bay her most was local people and local reserves and rival reserves and stuff. And I was thinking, this is awful, but to say like these people made her do it, something felt a bit off. And then he said, oh, our kids and stuff. And I was thinking, it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe this is a really harsh take, but I thought, that's pretty selfish to leave your kids behind. And like, if you're looking after the foxes, that's the kind of thing that will give someone like that a whole bunch of meaning and make life worth living. If you set up a whole reserve and just leave all the foxes alone and leave your kids and husband, I don't know, man. Something feels a bit sketchy with that. If people were proper coming after her and stuff, maybe they did, I don't know. But to say it was like rival reserves, okay, people are going to talk trash on you. But it felt like, well, I do wonder if the issue's more with her than it is with other people, not justifying what other people might have done or any of that stuff, which is horrible, and I don't support it at all. And I fight against that vehemently. But something just felt a little bit off. And he said, she would never do anything to hurt anybody. It's like, but she's left you and she's left the kids. And he was saying, she's like autistic and stuff, and so that's why she's like religiously going after these foxes. And then he said every single day she'd make a list and she'd give it to me, and that's all the things we had to do. And I was thinking like, and the guy came across as quite beta and quite. This is a really harsh thing to say because his wife just passed away, but he seemed like just a bit beta, and I just imagine this guy is just getting absolutely destroyed by this woman. He's giving her everything. She's giving him lists when he wakes up, and he's following it. And then he goes, oh, and she was borderline. And I thought, oh my God. So it's really sad. But I mean, mate, you've married a someone with borderline personality. I mean, so it seems like it's, and I kind of felt that when I saw the news, there's more to it. And somebody cynically tried to kind of pin it on a certain group, and like maybe they contributed quite a lot, but still, there's underlying things. But then of course there's an argument, if somebody's born like that, They do need care, and so you should give them extra time. But that's the hardest thing about mental illness is those people desperately need help. The system, it just isn't set up to support people like that. It takes one person all their energy to support them. How can a system support someone like that? Like a socialist system, it's just impossible. So what do we do with these people? Humans are generally good natured and they just want to help anyone that they can who's holding out a hand. But if you do that with those people, you're basically going to ruin your life. So it sucks. The whole thing sucks, but that happened, and it's pretty mad news. This huge YouTuber is just gone, just suddenly disappeared, basically. Be interesting to get someone else's take on that. Radio Jim. Oh, look who's here.
Says Radio Jim says, hey Johnny, how's it going?
Oh my God.
Makes Ting says issue is 100% her. You make that decision if you already have that issue. Letting comments from your community get to you isn't going to help.
Yeah, but I mean the thing is, it's not nice, right? But yeah, no. I mean, people are going to come for you when you're successful. But anyways, God rest her soul, and that sucks for her, and it sucks for the family, and sucks for the Foxes. But you know, sometimes these disasters happen, don't they? Radio Jim, why are you not on the X, bruv? X is very, very, very negative, super negative. I actually think, can we look on X? Mate, the Trumpster. Did anyone see dude, Trump has been on fire recently. Did anyone see that dude from the UN called Trump Daddy? And then a UK journalist said, oh, this from the UN called you Daddy. Do you see the UN like children? Did anyone see that? We've got to find that. We've got to find this dude from the UN calling Trump Daddy, and then Trump commenting on it later. Did anyone see when on the plain press gaggle with Donald Trump when they asked him what he would say to Zelensky, and Trump says, "I'd say hi, how you doing?" You had to hear it. It's funny as hell. Everyone was memeing that.
Radio Jim says, yeah, I keep geopolitics out of my daily information diet, so I check X maybe a few times a month. Ajay says, Johnny, Akira Yamaoka did mostly songs for Silent Hill games. The other ones are not as famous but still many games he made music for. My favorite music from him is from Black Knight Sword.
Cool. So, okay, since you hate politics so much, did you see Kamala Harris's stepdaughter's Insta post before everyone went out to vote in that Islamo-communist for New York City? That's what she posted. She's actually straight up communist. This is like the family of Kamala Harris. This is the bullet America dodged. You'll better be voting today. Thank you to everyone who's out there on this horribly hot day helping. Feeling so many emotions again, voting. It was a little traumatic walking to the same voting place as I did in November. Mate, these people are lovely. They're so lovely. But I feel so much hope for New York and what this communist will bring. Also, he's not my district, but if you're District 36 and are not voting, we are not friends. So like authoritarian, if you don't vote for the person I like, I hate you. This is like the stepdaughter of the woman who's nearly president of the United States. Bro. So
Ajay says, search for Stage 1 theme song from Black Knight Sword. Unfortunately, a soundtrack was never released, so someone ripped it and uploaded it to YouTube, and the songs have been extended to 1 hour.
Bro, there's so many crazy things. Like X is mental. We've got to find this Trump Daddy thing. The White House official account. Oh my God. Look, they posted a video that said Daddy's home. Hey, hey, Daddy. President Trump attended the NATO summit. Because they know whoever's doing Trump's social media are the best in the world, bro. Like the opposite. Did you see Bernie on Joe Rogan? The left is just a giant psyop. They can only exist through the framing of mainstream media fueled by billions of dollars from NGOs that they basically stole from taxpayers. That's how the only way they can exist is with a giant relentless propaganda psyop day in, day out. Did you see Bernie Sanders uncut on Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan murked him when asking him a few questions about socialism, he couldn't answer. Mate, let Daddy's back. Dude, where's this Trump? Reporter, why did you call President Trump Daddy? NATO Secretary General, he deserves it. This is so good.
Thank you. Deborah Haynes from Sky News. Hello. The language that you have used when talking to Donald Trump has been notable because of its flattery. Today you called him Daddy. You sent a text message to him that was gushing with praise. Is this the way that you feel you have to act when doing business with the US president?
British people just embarrass me these days. They're so smug and self-righteous and patronizing.
Through flattery and praise. Isn't it a bit demeaning, and doesn't it make you look weak?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a bit of a question of taste, but I think he's a good friend. And when he is doing stuff which is forcing us to, for example, when it comes to making more investments, would you ever think that this would be the result of this summit if he...
Where's the daddy? NATO chief just called President Trump Daddy following his F-bomb drop. 47 runs this show. Look at this.
I mean, we may do papers on it, Marco. Maybe we're going to do papers. I don't even know.
This is speaker's screwed. Hold on. Let's find it. One where the speaker's not screwed. Daddy. Trump's new nickname. Booba. Trump is your fucking daddy now. April the 5th. Okay, we're going to have to listen to that one. Daddy's home. All right, let's do it.
On it, Marco. Maybe we're going to do papers. I don't even know if you need them. They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language.
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
I think we have to join the other side.
I mean, we
You called him Daddy. And then look, Trump reacts to the NATO chief calling him Daddy. He likes me. And then look at Marco Rubio's reaction. I think it's in this video. Look, it's this British bird again who's obsessed with Trump being called Daddy by the chief of NATO. British journalist.
The
Mark Rutte.
NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you Daddy earlier. Do you regard your
Look at Rubio
allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No? He did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
Mark Rutte.
Oh my God. Look at Rubio's reaction behind Trump with the daddy.
Go ahead, back white, yeah. White jacket, yeah. Go ahead, give my mic. Hello.
He called
Look at
you
Rubio.
Daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think
So
he likes
funny,
me.
mate. I love this. And then there was more. Like there was more with this. Like he was on the plane. He was on a plane, and they keep Trump the daddy. They keep bringing it back. This Trump daddy thing. I thought that was amazing. Absolutely loved that. Trump the daddy. So yeah, I don't know. Like X is just insane. I mean, it's relentless. It's relentless. We can't do it. So anyways, I just thought I'd drop in very briefly, say hello, show my face. I'm just super busy, but we're remonetized. So I said that I would give you 5 streams a week. And I think this is number 3. It's Friday. There's enough time to get another 2 out, and I'm sure we will. I'm going to try to do a gaming stream Sunday. So we might do a preamble on that one. Johnny Massacre as well.
MassacreMates says, how do you not know what daddy means in this day and age?
What do you mean? Trump's the daddy. He's the boss. Okay, I'm going to duck out, everyone. I hope you're doing well, wherever you can hear me from. And if it is In the daytime, make the most of it. If it's nighttime, chillin' vibes. Good night, everyone.